I never expected to become involved in one of my students' personal lives. But there was something about Lily Carter, her quiet, detached presence that was hard to ignore. She wasn't just shy. She seemed like someone who had already learned not to expect much from the world. Teaching had always been a calling for me, a grounding force. I'd seen all kinds of students troubled, bright, apathetic. But Lily was different. She walked in mid-semester and I noticed her immediately, quiet, composed, emotionally distant. I made a mental note to keep an eye on her. Over the next few weeks, I watched Lily blossom academically. She did well in class and she kept her distance from everyone. That's what worried me. She excelled in her studies, but something was clearly missing. It was as if she were carrying the weight of the world on her young shoulders, a burden she shouldn't have to bear. I wanted to help her, but I sensed there were boundaries I shouldn't cross. Still, I couldn't shake off this feeling that something was wrong, that she needed me. Then came the parent-teacher conference. I went over Lily's academic progress, praising her achievements, addressing her few shortcomings. But as I waited for her parents to arrive, a knot of dread formed in my stomach. When they finally did show up, or rather, she showed up, I was met with a sight that confirmed my suspicions. No one came with her. As I looked at Lily sitting quietly in the room, her face betraying no emotions, I realized she wasn't surprised by her mother's absence. It mirrored her resigned acceptance of the situation. It broke my heart. After the meeting, I decided to visit their home, hoping to get to the bottom of this. The Carters lived in a lavish mansion, a symbol of wealth and success. But as I stepped inside, I was struck by how cold and empty it felt. There were no family photos, no laughter echoing through the halls, only an oppressive silence that seemed to swallow me whole. That's where I met her, Eleanor Carter, Lily's mother, a woman whose beauty was only surpassed by her sharp, intimidating gaze. From the moment I saw her, I felt a connection between us, something that transcended our initial interaction. Despite my best efforts, I couldn't help but be drawn to her. Our conversation was guarded, polite, but I could sense the pain beneath Eleanor's composed exterior. Her story unfolded slowly, revealing a woman who had sacrificed everything for success, including her chance at happiness. As I listened to her, I admired her strength, her resilience, but I also felt a deep sadness for the price she'd paid. Days went by, weeks turned into months, and I became a fixture in their lives. I tutored Lily, helping her navigate not just academics, but also the complexities of growing up. With Eleanor, I found myself sharing stolen glances, unspoken longings. There was a palpable tension between us, a magnetic pull that neither of us acknowledged. One night after a particularly heated argument with Eleanor about Lily's increasing loneliness, I impulsively reached out to comfort her. In that moment, the dam broke, and I found myself swept away in a torrent of emotion. I remember the shock on Lily's face when she walked in on us. It was a pivotal moment, a turning point that shattered the fragile order we'd maintained. After that, Eleanor pulled away, retreating into herself. The spark between us dimmed, replaced by a heavy silence that hung between us. She pretended nothing had happened, but I couldn't help but wonder if she was as torn as I was. One evening as I was leaving, Eleanor stopped me. The pretense was gone, the walls she'd so carefully constructed crumbled. In that moment of raw vulnerability, she confessed her feelings, mirroring the turmoil I'd been wrestling with. It was a release, a validation of the emotions I'd been suppressing. That night, we gave in to our desires, surrendering to the passion that had been building between us. It was a heady rush, a dangerous game, but I was intoxicated and eager to explore the depths of our connection. Since then, our lives have become a tangle of emotions, a dance of desire and longing. We don't define our relationship because maybe we're afraid of the label, afraid of what it might entail. We exist in this in-between space, teacher and parent, lover, something undefined. And while the passion between us burns bright, I can't help but wonder about the path ahead. Would I choose this again? Knowing what I know now, I honestly don't know. But I do know that from the moment I stepped into that house, everything changed.